Hey everyone, welcome to this live English pronunciation training. Thanks everyone who's joining me here right from the start. Okay, I'm just going to move my camera over a little bit. Seems like the thing's a little bit wobbly. The angle is a little bit wobbly. So thanks everyone who's tuning in. Good to have you back on the channel here and on the page. I'm streaming this live on Facebook as well as YouTube today. So hi Piotr, thanks for tuning in. How you doing? Hi Ma, welcome. Hi Salia, great to have you here on the live on Facebook. Who've we got here watching on YouTube? What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend about half an hour answering your English pronunciation questions. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly what's going on in my mouth if you want to see that. I'm going to explain any questions you have about English pronunciation and speaking English clearly. So I'm really excited to dive in and get started. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Grace, hey, good to see you. Welcome back. Watara, welcome back as well. Mace, great to have you here. Thanks for joining. We've got Jonathan's coming back again. Hey, Jonathan, great to have you here. So I'm really pleased to have everyone here on the live today. Hey, Sir, how you doing? As soon as you ask me some English pronunciation questions, I'm happy to get going and to start answering your questions about speaking English clearly and feeling confident when you speak. So whichever questions you've got, I'm very happy to get started. Hey Christine, thank you for tuning in. Laura, great to have you here. Good. Laura said YouTube has been useful. I'm really pleased to hear that you've finally got the notification. Hey Susan, how you going? Hi Matt, how are you today? Cool. What I'm going to do is, does anyone have any questions that you want me to answer right away? Hi Ho, how you doing? Hi Manny, thanks for tuning in. If not, I'm happy to start teaching just something useful. Okay, Watara has said, I can't pronounce near and here very well. Okay, Jessie, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Jessie has asked for tips for tricky words such as fortunately. Okay, cool. I'll answer Jessie's question next, but I'm going to answer Watara's question right away. So Watara has said, I can't pronounce near and here very quickly. So I'll just write those two words on the board so you can see near and here. I'm going to just write them here. Yeah, you should be able to see near and here. Okay, this word has two different meanings, two different spellings, but one pronunciation. I'm just going to move the other camera down a little bit. I'm doing this on two cameras today, so I just want to make sure that everyone can see nice and clearly. Cool, that should be a bit better. Excellent, good. Okay, so here and near. The important thing to get right with these two words is the diphthong in the middle, and it is the ear diphthong. I'll write the phonetic spelling on the board just so you understand what it looks like. And I'll just explain. The very easy way to think about both of these words is to think of this thing here. Okay, what is this called? It's called an ear. 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 Okay. Seth has said that the writing has come the opposite way around on Facebook. Everyone who's watching on YouTube, is the writing the right way around? Can you see that nice and clearly? I hope so. I'll fix Facebook for next time, okay? Thank you for letting me know, Seth, okay? But the important thing here is the diphthong in the middle of both of these words, okay? And the correct pronunciation is the ear diphthong. Now, you might hear these words being pronounced in two different ways, okay? You might hear people saying ear, which is technically the correct pronunciation of this sound. Okay, it's the I sound, as in it, and then the schwa sound, okay, ear, ear. The other way you might hear it being pronounced is more like just a long English vowel sound E that seems to just fall off at the end. So if I say E, 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 and then let it fall off a little bit at the end, ear, ear, ear. Okay. If I put that back into the words, and I'm sorry if you're seeing these words the wrong way around, if I put it back into the words, you get near, near, ear, ear, or near, near, near. Okay. The correct pronunciation is ear, like this here, ear, but you may very well hear people pronouncing them ear, okay? And that's also okay, that's fine. I might say to you, for example, I'm near you. I wouldn't always specifically say I'm near you. I'm more likely to use the longer pronunciation in connected speech, okay, where I'm joining it to the next word that comes afterwards. For example, I'm near you, I'm near you, compared to I'm near you, where I put a pause in between, okay? Is that nice and clear? I'm going to give one other very, very important tip, okay? Whatever, and I hope that this is very useful for you, but I think this will be very useful for everyone who's watching today, okay? And that's the R sound at the end of near and here is silent. We do not pronounce the R sound after these words, okay? Why? The reason why is because when you get an R sound spelt after a vowel sound in a word, we don't pronounce it. Okay, it's as simple as this. When we get an R sound after a vowel sound in a word, we don't pronounce it. So in all of these words, I'm near you, or I'm near you, and I hear you, I hear what you're saying, and also I'm here with you today. There's no R sound in these words, okay? And that really is the most important thing to get right here. If you pronounce an R sound in these words, it does sound very unnatural, okay? So, does that answer your question? I hope so. Leave a comment, everyone, letting me know how you're finding this, and that's going to be really useful. I can answer your questions and see your feedback. Okay, so Monica's watching. Hey, Monica, thanks for joining. Romia's watching. Alvaro's watching. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Ritu, thank you very much for joining as well. So let's see what's going on. Okay, Jessie has actually asked a follow-up question to this. And Jessie has said about the two words year versus ear. And that's a really good question. I've actually just been doing some one-to-one work with a client this morning on his Y sound, yeah, when it comes in the word year. Because if you don't have a y sound in your native language, the English y sound can be very, very challenging. Okay, so that's why I was doing some specific advice on this. Hi, Rose, thanks for joining. Great to have you here. Thank you for tuning in. So to answer Jessie's question about ear versus year, for example, the year is 2020, all I'm really doing is adding the y sound in front of the word ear. So the ear sound in English, the easiest way to think about it is this thing here. It's this thing on the side of our heads, our ear. Okay. And whenever you want to put this sound into a word, I always recommend starting by going back to the basics and just pronouncing this word here, ear, okay, ear. And then whichever word you want to put it into, you just add the other sounds around it. So Jessie, for you, you've asked about the pronunciation of the word year. For example, the year is 2020. The pronunciation is the y sound followed by ear. So year, year, year. Okay, the year is 2020. All right. So Jessie, does that answer your question? I hope so. Let me just see in the comments. Thanks very much, everyone, for joining. If you're watching on Facebook today, I do these live trainings on YouTube every week. I'm starting to do them on Facebook as well. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to follow my Facebook page where I'm going to do other lives. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, then head to if you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, my channel is English School Online, and I do lots and lots of lives like this, answering your pronunciation questions. Okay, so thanks everyone who's sending love and shares. Okay, so I had some other comments come in, so I hope that's clear. I'm just going to see what the other questions are, and I'm going to answer the next one. Jessie says that's nice and clear. Excellent. So Khalid has said, and this is a really good question. I'll just answer Khalid's question. Khalid has said, what's the difference between the two spellings of the words here, as in I'm here in England right now, and I hear what you're saying? All right. Let me answer that question for you. Okay. Just to anyone who's watching though, Maria has just asked, where am I from? The answer, Maria, I'm from England. I'm from London in England. And I teach British English pronunciation to professionals who want to speak English with more confidence and feel more assertive and more influential when they're speaking English. Okay, so this is all English pronunciation, British English pronunciation. Although the important thing with this is it's not necessarily that it's British that's important. What's important is that we're teaching you to pronounce words clearly and feel confident when you speak. Okay. You live in London? Awesome. Thank you for letting me know. That's good. I might see you one day on the tube or something. Cool. So the final point I was just going to mention on this, which was Khalid, I think it was Khalid's question, which is what's the difference between here and here? And if you're watching on Facebook, I'm sorry, I think the writing is backwards. It's the wrong way around, right? But these two words here, one is I hear you. This one here, the top one is I hear you. And the bottom one is H-E-R-E. I hear, I'm here. I'm here with you. Okay. You should be able to see that better. There we go. So both of these words, very different meanings, but the pronunciation is exactly the same. Okay. So two different words, two different meanings, two different spellings, but the pronunciation is the same. And it's very simple. It's just the ear diphthong that we've just looked at here with the H sound in front of it. Okay. So I hope that's cleared up all your here questions. I'm here. I'm here in London. What time will you be here? Okay. And also, I've got a problem with my hearing, for example. Okay. Or I hear what you're saying and I'm going to try and answer your questions. All right. Thank you for all these great questions so far. So stay positive and motivated says, this is the best, amazing channel. Thank you. Thank you very much for the comments. I love your comments. I love reading all your thank you messages. And I love helping you to maximize your confidence in English. So thanks everyone for watching and, excuse me, asking your questions. So I'm just going to see a couple of other comments that have come in and then I'll answer the next question. Excuse me. I'm also just going to plug my phone in so it doesn't run out of battery. So just one moment. Where's everyone watching from? We've got people watching from the Philippines. We've got people watching from London, from Brazil. Janiton's watching. I think you're in Southeast Asia, aren't you, Janiton? So thanks everyone who's watching today and from all over the world. It's great. So Alvaro has said, why some words in the dictionary have a T in their pronunciation, such as instance, dance, or defense. Okay, so so Alvaro's question is, why do some words in the dictionary have a T in their pronunciation? Okay. Alvaro, some of the words you've given here, I'm not sure which dictionary you've looked in. It might be a dictionary that's given pronunciation slightly different to, for example, what we might find in the Cambridge Dictionary, which is usually the one that I use and the one that I recommend. For example, in the word dance, there's no T sounds, or I certainly wouldn't pronounce a T sound in the word dance. I would pronounce the word dance, which I'm not good at, by the way, as a D-A-N-C-E. So usually, if you get a T sound in the pronunciation of a word, it's going to be written in the spelling of that word. Okay. And again, I'm sorry if you're watching on Facebook and this looks backwards to you, but the word was dance, D-A-N-C-E. I would pronounce this word phonetically D, D, R, long R sound, R, N, S, D, R, N, S, dance. Okay. Usually with the T sound in English, if the T sound is pronounced, it's usually written in the word. Okay. There's not many examples that I can think of where that wouldn't be the case. All right. So yeah, I think Alvaro, I'm not sure which dictionary you've looked at, but certainly in the Cambridge English Dictionary, I wouldn't see the T sound in some of these words that you've given here. Okay. I hope that answers the question for you. Okay, any other questions? So let's just see what's coming in. Okay, so Jessie has asked a really good question. And I want to answer this for everyone because this was a massive problem for me when I was speaking Portuguese. And when I was learning Portuguese, I had a real difficulty with long words in Portuguese because I just couldn't get my mouth around them. So my biggest tip, Jessie's question is, what are some tips for when it comes to pronouncing long words? And I've just been working with a Portuguese speaker this morning who speaks very, very good English pronunciation. I'm really, really impressed with how good his pronunciation is. And sometimes when I listen to recordings of him speaking, when he pronounces long words, sometimes what happens is syllables in the middle will become a little bit less pronounced. Okay. And we really want to make sure that we're fully pronouncing all the syllables in words that have them, right? We don't want to be dropping syllables. So Jessie, when you encounter a word that you're not sure about, for example, or that's long, my number one tip, if it's a new word and you're not sure how it's pronounced, is to look up the correct pronunciation in the dictionary. And I recommend the Cambridge Dictionary. That gives very, very accurate pronunciation transcriptions. I'd look it up and see how many syllables are in the word. Okay, and when you look at phonetic spellings in the dictionaries, different syllables are broken up by dots in between each syllable. So for example, if I just take the word Friday and spell it phonetically, it would be the F sound, fr, then it would be the I diphthong, then there would be a dot signifying the next syllable, and then it would be day, like this, okay? Friday. So the first thing is I'd look at how many syllables are in the word. I'd also then, step 2 is in the Cambridge Dictionary, I'd press play and just listen to how the pronunciation is of the word. And then the third thing I'd do in actually making the word is I would start learning the word from the back to the front. So let's just take the word Friday. This is a nice and easy example, but just supposing we were looking at a word that had maybe 4 or 5 different syllables in it. For example, what's a long word that's got 5 syllables in it? If I say, for example, experience, okay, that's a longer word with more syllables, right? It helps if you can get confident with what's at the end of the word first and then work your way back. So then as you get to the beginning of the word and you're practicing saying this syllable right here at the beginning, you're already confident with what comes next. So it basically means that you're more likely to say the rest of the word clearly and correctly if you're already comfortable with the simple syllables one at a time before you put the whole word together. Okay, so as many of you know, I play the drums. And when I'm playing the drums and I'm learning something that I can't play and a new drum beat, I always try and learn it from the very end of it. And then as I am comfortable at the end, then I learn like the last 2 bits, then the last 3 bits, all the way back to the beginning. And by learning words from the end first to the front, it means that you're confident with the end of the word, which makes it much easier to say longer words. So if we just take the word experience, I'd start by learning s at the end, then ns, then eons, then rience, and then experience. Because if I learnt it the other way around and I just started trying to say experience and I started saying X at the beginning, but then I couldn't already say what comes after, I might then say experience. And the beginning of the word would be clear, but then the rest of the word wouldn't. And we always want to make sure that we've got clear pronunciation at the end of long words as we do at the beginning. So that's why I recommend whenever you have a word in English that's long and challenging, learn it from the back first, and it's just going to mean that it flows much more naturally and smoothly when you actually then come to use it in your English speaking. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Hi Anne, hi Glenn, thanks for tuning in. Thanks everyone who's watching. Okay, so let's just see the comments that are coming in here. Okay, KK's given a really good example just to exemplify what I'm talking about here. KK has said the word hippopotamus, okay, which is a very large animal, a hippopotamus, okay. Now, if I said to you, can you just say the word for me, please? Hippopotamus. I want you right now to say the word hippopotamus out loud. Okay, just say it now, hippopotamus. Right? It might be hard for you to say it, okay? But I bet that everyone who's watching this can say the first part of the word, hip. Okay, so you might find, okay, I can say hip, but when it comes to saying the rest of the word, I can't say it. And that's why you want to get comfortable with the rest of the word and gradually build up to the whole word together. Okay, so KK, thank you for that example. Great word. And I guarantee anyone who's watching this right now, no matter how hard you find the word hippopotamus, if you learnt it in the way that I've just explained to you, starting at the end and then gradually working your way back, anyone watching this could pronounce that with perfect English pronunciation. Okay, so I hope that helps. For everyone who's joining, who's not a regular watcher, by the way, thanks for tuning. I'm Michael. I help non-native English speakers to maximize their confidence in English and to speak English clearly so that they can develop their careers and perform at their best in English. Okay, if you want to feel confident and sound natural when you're speaking, then this is the place to be for English pronunciation training. Okay. Also, if anyone's interested, I've got a Black Friday sale on my coaching program where I give ongoing feedback and support to you on your pronunciation. If you're interested in that, I won't talk about it too much now, but the place to go is howtospeakenglishclearly.com, and then you can get my personal support, access to my coaching program, and access to my coaching community. Okay, so if you're interested in more, that's the place to go. So thanks everyone. Cheryl says, so excited to be here, streaming from Nigeria. Cheryl, welcome back to the channel. Great to have you here. And I know that you've also got a YouTube channel, haven't you, Cheryl? And you're doing really well with it. So well done. Really, really pleased for your success too. Okay, MD Sharif Islam says, I'm a newcomer in your phonetics class. Please accept me as a new learner. Welcome, Sharif. Great to have you here. Anyone who's new, really, really good to have you here. If you want more support on your pronunciation and to feel more confident when you're speaking English, you're in the right place. Okay. Laura says, will you play it next live training? Laura, could you just, not specifically sure what you mean there. Just say that again, can you? I'm going to do, especially this week, because it's Black Friday, I'm going to do more pronunciation trainings like this every day. Okay, so make sure you've got notifications turned on so that you can get notified about when I'm doing these free live trainings. I'm doing my best to answer all of your questions. So yeah, if you want to be notified about them and feel more confident, just turn notifications on. Okay. Royal says, you're a new customer and very happy to be here. I'm very happy to have you here, Royal. Thanks for your comment. Okay. Right. I wanted to answer a couple more questions. So Alvaro says, I've answered your question. I'm a great teacher. Thank you very much, Alvaro. Much appreciated. Okay. Victoria has said that you're struggling with words such as world and work and word. Okay, Victoria, what I suggest you do, I've got videos on my YouTube channel explaining how to pronounce the sound very comprehensively. Okay, so let's just see what the other questions are, because I've covered that question already. I just want to see if there's something else I can answer, but if not, I will answer your question there. Okay, Victoria. Actually, I'm going to answer Victoria's question because this is something that everyone can benefit from. Okay, so the words were, world, work, and word. Okay, these are just 4 examples of the W sound, were, plus the sound that people often find very challenging in English. Especially the sound, as in work. Many people find this sound very, very challenging. And as a result, they end up mispronouncing this sound and using a different sound instead. And that can ultimately sound like you're then saying a different word instead of the word that you want to be saying. Okay, so it's very important to get the sound correct in your English speaking. It's also a sound that not many languages have. So that's why you might be having difficulty with it. And if you are having difficulty with it, it's not your fault. Don't worry about it. But let me teach it for you now so we can get you feeling confident with it. Okay. So the sound, and I'm going to teach it with the W before it. So I'll explain why in a moment, but this will be really useful. Okay. The sound on its own comes from the middle of the mouth. Your mouth is very, very relaxed. You're not stretching your mouth like you are for E, as in we, and you're not stretching your mouth open for or a. The sound is a very, very relaxed sound, and it comes from the middle of your mouth. And I like to describe it like, imagine you're waking up in the morning and you're very tired, and you're not really sure what's going on, and you're saying, what time is it? What time is it? Okay, that where you're not trying to make a sound, but you're just making noise, that is the sound. Okay. Another way to think of this sound is if I asked you a question, a difficult question, and you weren't sure what the answer was, what you might say, and what English speakers say when they're trying to think about the answer to a question, is they say, for example, what is 1,000,000 times 3.4976? I'm not sure. That's the sound. It's very, very relaxed, and it comes from the middle of the mouth. The real key for success with this sound, and when I teach it, this is the secret to quickly getting it right, okay, is to hold it for 2 seconds. So when you're speaking, you wouldn't do this, but when you're practicing like you are now, I want you just to practice holding that sound for 2 seconds, because in English we have long English vowel sounds, and this is one of them. And if you don't pronounce it as a long English vowel sound, it's then going to sound like other sounds. Okay, so when we put it into words, for example, the words work, where do you work? Okay, W-O-R-K. This spelling here, O-R, is just simply the sound. If I pronounce the whole word, it's work, work, work. All right. So the key for success here is to hold it for longer. Were, work, word. Can you hear how it lasts? That's compared to something really short, like what, where the O sound in English is like clicking my fingers. The sound is long, okay? That's the first thing to know. The second thing is then often the sound in English will replace an R spelling. So if we look at these words here, work, world, and I hope you can all see these, world. Another word is were, and another word is word. Okay, like this. All of these vowel sounds in the middle of the words are all the same sound, which is the long sound. So all of these words, they look like they have an R in them, but like I've already explained, if the R spelling comes after a vowel, you don't pronounce it. And what that usually means is instead, this spelling in the word, the vowel plus R, will normally be a long vowel sound. And it's very often this sound here, the sound. Okay, so we've looked at how to make the sound. It's relaxed and it comes from the middle of your mouth and it's long. Now, what about putting the W before it? Were. Okay. If I said to you, were you and your family at home last night? And you were, you would probably say, we were. Okay, we were. And what you're simply saying there is the sound plus the W sound. Were. Any other words in English that, for example, work or world or word, they are simply adding extra sounds to the word were. So if you have difficulty saying any of these words, the key for success is to start by just getting comfortable saying the word were on its own. Were, we were, okay? And then what you can do is you can add other sounds onto it. For example, for work, I work as a pronunciation teacher, all I'm doing is adding a K sound onto it. Work. Okay. If I say the word word, like I've just done, all I'm adding is a D sound onto it. Word. Word. And if I say the world, I'm adding an LD sound onto it. All right. With the W sound, w, all you're doing is starting with your lips in an oo position. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You then make them a little bit tighter. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then the actual sound itself happens as you transition to the vowel sound that comes after it. So what you hear when I say the word were, the actual W sound itself is me transitioning out of that starting position into the sound that comes after it. Were. Can you see my lips are moving for the sound? Were. All right. This tip that I'm about to give you will be useful for speakers of a number of different languages, and that's make sure for W that you're not saying a V sound instead. It's not ver or world or work. It's world, work, word. Okay. So does that explain it? I hope that's nice and clear. Just leave me just drop comments in right now and I'll see what you're saying. Thank you. Mohammed says, I'm doing great work. Thank you, Mohammed. Victoria says, thank you. Good, I'm glad. Glad that's helped, Victoria. You're welcome. Very welcome. Okay. So Viravelu has asked about connected speech. I'll talk about connected speech, not today, okay, because that's a longer subject. So I can talk about that tomorrow. I'm going to do another live pronunciation training like this tomorrow. Okay, so if you've enjoyed this one, make sure to come back tomorrow for another live pronunciation training. And I'm very happy to talk more about connected speech then. Okay. I was only going to go live for half an hour today and I've already been live for 40 minutes. So let's just see what's going on. Thanks everyone for your comments, by the way. If you're new here, great to have you here. Thank you for being here. Also, if you are interested in getting my personal support on your pronunciation and getting a complete end-to-end guide that looks at connected speech, intonation, all sounds in English, elision, assimilation, everything that you need to master English pronunciation, just head to howtospeakenglishclearly.com. I run a coaching program where I give you my guidance on your pronunciation and help you to speak English clearly. I've got a Black Friday sale on, so if you want to know more about that, howtospeakenglishclearly.com, Black Friday sale, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So there's zero risk for trying it out. Okay. Rakesh says, very clear explanation, thanks. Rakesh, you're absolutely welcome. Thanks for commenting and thanks for joining here today. Oh, Victoria's from Birmingham. Cool, awesome. Good old Birmingham. I've not been there for a while, but I went there not too long ago, actually, a couple of years. Awesome, Victoria, thank you for joining. Okay. So I'll just answer one more question, and this is from Manny. Okay, Manny's asked a question, and Manny has said, how can I pronounce this word? I'll write it on the board so you can see which one I'm talking about. And she's given two different possibilities for the pronunciation, and they're both correct. One's American English and one's British English. Okay, the word is this. Okay, and if any of you don't know what this word means, the meaning for this word, for example, is in business, for example. Okay, so let's say, for example, I'm an English teacher. Okay, I teach English pronunciation. The niche in business is who specifically your product or your service helps. So my service, which is English pronunciation coaching, is for non-native English speakers who are professionals who need clear spoken English to grow their career. Okay, those are the people who I help. Okay, and this word is niche. So my niche is non-native English speaking professionals. Okay, these are who I help. You kind people who are watching me right now are who I help. You are the category of people that you are non-native English speakers who want to grow your careers with clear and confident English pronunciation. So if someone said to me, what niche of people do I help? This is the word that you use to describe that. Okay, it's not a common word, but if you need business English, it's an important word. And then Manny's question was, do you pronounce it with a long E sound and then a sh, like I just said, niche, ish, niche, like that? Or do I pronounce it niche, like if, you know, when you want to scratch yourself, that's because you've got an itch. Okay, if something is tickling you, you might have an itch, and then you might scratch the itch. Okay, I, t, ch is the spelling, itch. Okay, so in American English, the pronunciation for this word is niche, niche. Whereas in British English, we say niche. So we drop the T disappears, we have a long E, and then we still get the sh on the end. So British English is niche, ish. And in American English, it's itch. Okay? Little bonus tip for you there. So let me ask you a question now. I want you to think about what's been the number one takeaway from today's pronunciation training. What's the one thing that's been the most valuable for you on today's training? And then how are you going to then integrate this into your English speaking? I recommend taking the number one thing that you've learned today and then trying to put that thing into some example practice sentences. So for example, one of the things we looked at was how to say the words were, work, world. If you struggle with the sound, your takeaway could be, I'm going to take that sound and that word and create a sentence. I work in the world with words. Anything like that, okay? It can be anything, but the key for you to make the most of these live pronunciation trainings that I do is to learn all the advice that I'm giving you, but then I want you to then actually take that and consciously practice it so that it becomes part of your English speaking. We want you to be feeling confident when you're speaking, getting respect when you're speaking from your colleagues and from your manager and from your boss. We want you to be able to get the promotions and the job interviews and all of this stuff. And taking the advice that I'm giving you here is really going to help you to feel more confident if you currently feel like you're getting asked to repeat yourself, or like, and I hate this, but sometimes people say they don't get respected by their colleagues or their boss, which is dreadful. Or if you just want to sound more natural when you speak English, all of this advice is perfect for that. Okay. And I love helping non-native English speakers master this. Okay. So thank you for joining today, everyone. If you're new to the channel, as I said, or new to me on Facebook, this is what I do. I teach English pronunciation to professionals so they can maximize their confidence in English and grow their careers. I'm going to be doing more live trainings like this every day for the next week because it's Black Friday. So if you want to be notified, make sure you've got notifications turned on. If not, you won't get notified by Facebook or YouTube. So turn notifications on if you want to be on these trainings and have me answering your questions for you. And if you're not already on my YouTube channel, then go to YouTube. English School Online is my YouTube channel. I'll write it up here quickly. English School Online. And I've got lots of free pronunciation tutorials there on confusing sounds and all this kind of thing. And then if you want my personal support on your pronunciation, you want my feedback, you want me to work with you and help you to become more confident and really maximize your confidence in English, then head to howtospeakenglishclearly.com. I'm doing a Black Friday sale there. I've got a big promotion on my course. And it's a coaching program that's designed to help you to overcome all your difficulties in English and really speak English like a confident professional. Okay, so I'd love to see you there. Everyone who's joined recently is doing really, really well. I've been giving them lots of feedback over WhatsApp and in the Facebook group as well. So thanks everyone very much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Just let me know in the comments now, what's been your number one takeaway from today? Let me know. Oh, thank you. So that's very kind of you. Laura has said, Michael's course is just perfect. Go for it if you can afford it. It's more than worth it. But even with the course, there's no secrets. You have to practice every day, even if it's only 5 minutes. Yeah. So, okay, Laura's a prime example of someone who joined my course. When you join my course, I analyze your pronunciation and create you essentially a plan of action for you step by step to overcome your pronunciation. So what I do is I analyze your pronunciation. I get you to send me some recordings that enable me to listen to your pronunciation in very much detail. And I then go through and say, okay, here's exactly what you need to do to improve this sound or this sound or this sound. And sorry, Maria's just sent a comment. Maria, just stay on the live now. I think I'm just explaining the course, and then I'm happy to answer any more questions you've got about it. Okay. So when you join the course, I go through and actually create you an improvement plan, which is then, for example, I show you all the things that you might not be aware of that are currently holding you back with your pronunciation. I create you a plan of action that you can then work through step by step. I also do weekly coaching calls where you can join group coaching sessions, and I love doing them because I get to give you personal feedback and help you to actually just overcome any areas that you might not be aware of. And then what you've got is a comprehensive training program that covers everything you need in simple step-by-step lessons to help you to master any sounds that are causing you difficulty. So all confusing sounds are covered, things like connected speech, linking speech, how to use intonation. Also, when you join the course at the moment, you get a bonus course on the English intonation, which you can use to then communicate more effectively in English. And you also get a bonus course on the weak forms of words in English, which is how native speakers pronounce the most common words in English. We have ways that we pronounce words slightly differently to make them easier to say and more natural. So the weak pronunciation of words is very, very important for speaking English more naturally and more like a native and more confidently. Okay, so thank you, Laura, very much. Laura's a prime example. She joined the course just about a month ago. I analysed her pronunciation, and then what she's done is she's just worked on every difficulty that I showed her that she had, and step by step she's overcome pretty much all of her difficulties. And there were some things in there that I don't think she was aware of before, like aspirated sounds, for example. And yeah, she's done really, really well. And what she's done very well as well is she's practiced every day. She's put in a few minutes, not a huge amount of time, but a few minutes every day. She's been consistent with her practice, and she's got very, very good results in only a month. So Laura's a really good example of someone that's done very well. KK, who's also on watching now, says, Strongly encourage all to sign up for the course. It's very helpful if you are keen to improve on your pronunciation. KK is another really good example from Singapore. I'm amazed. I told KK that he was having trouble with the 2 TH sounds in English, like think and this. 2 TH sounds that nearly everyone has difficulty with in English. So I told him what he needed to improve upon. He went away and has worked on it, came back to me, I gave him some more feedback, he went away, came back to me again, and he's now fixed it. It's sounding excellent, excellent. And I know how, like, I can hear already what a big improvement it's made to his pronunciation in just a few short weeks. What, about not even 2 weeks, I don't think, KK. So it's amazing just how quickly, students are getting the results. So if you want my help with your pronunciation, I absolutely love helping you to overcome these difficulties. I love seeing the results that you're getting and feeling more confident. And it's why I teach pronunciation. I believe that everyone has the right to feel confident and respected in English. And that's why I do this. So if you'd like to join the course, Black Friday sale, howtospeakenglishclearly.com. You get my personal support and coaching program. And I'd love to see you there. But if not, thank you very much, everyone, for joining me on the live today. Just before I go, does anyone have any additional questions about the course that you would like me to answer for you now? Because I can answer them for you live right now and get them answered for you. So let's do this. If you have any extra questions about the course now, I'm going to stay around here and just answer them for you. If not, thanks everyone for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next live training. But I'll just stay for a couple more minutes now. And if you want to ask me any questions just about the course, then now's the time. Maria, do you have any questions about the course that you'd like me to answer for you? And also, thanks everyone for joining. Faisal says, your teaching method is amazing, or mesmerizing. Thank you very, very much, Faisal. Cheryl says, best explanation ever of the sound. And you love the 2-second rule. Excellent. I'm very, very pleased. Guhu Lee says, what time will I do the live tomorrow? Tomorrow morning's live will be in the morning UK time. It's going to be 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Okay, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning UK time will be the next live. 9 a.m. UK time. Okay, will be the next live tomorrow morning. I'm going to be doing more live trainings this week. Okay, fine. Maria says you'd like to know the price of the course. It's currently in the Black Friday sale, just £265. Okay. £265. You get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So there's no risk if you try the course. If you try it and you don't like it, just let me know and I'll give you your money back. But I'm very pleased to say that no one has asked for their money back because everyone's getting great results and they're all loving the results, which makes me very happy. I want you to be getting the results. So and think of it as well, if you're interested in joining, think of the course as an investment in your career, okay? I've worked with a lot of professionals who have spent thousands of pounds on doing degrees and, professional qualifications. And then because of their English, they've not been able to get the jobs that they deserve. They've missed out on promotions, or they feel like they've not got the respect from their boss or their colleagues. And yet, if you were doing this in your own language, if you were working in your own language, you would be seen as an expert, okay? And it makes me mad that professionals, good, hard-working people like you, who are experts, then don't get the respect that you deserve. 265, it's an investment in your English, it's an investment in your future, and 30-day money-back guarantee, plus my personal help. Okay, are there any other questions? Let's see. And also to my students who are currently watching this live now, thanks for commenting and letting everyone else know that you're enjoying it so much. I really appreciate that. And yeah, really, really appreciate it very much. Let's see. Cool. Okay. I'm just going to stay for about another minute, see if any more questions come in. If they don't, then we'll call it a day there. But then 9 a.m. UK time tomorrow morning, I'll be back with another live. And then on Friday, I'll do another live at a similar time to today's, 1 p.m. And then on Saturday and Sunday, I might also do a couple more lives. Okay. So if you want to be on the lives, so I can answer your questions and teach you more pronunciation, just make sure you've got notifications turned on, and that way you won't miss out. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? By the way, if you can see that, if it looks like I'm doing a weird thing with my eyes, it's because I've got two different phones. One phone is streaming live on Facebook, the other phone is streaming live on YouTube. So that's why if you see me going between two screens, it's because I want to be looking at all of you and not just one of you. Okay. Cool. Yeah, Maria was asking a question as well about the course. Maria, if you go to howtospeakenglishclearly.com, all the information that you need is there. All the information about the course, everything is here. howtospeakenglishclearly.com. There's also some feedback from students who are in the course there, so you can learn a bit more about it and see the kind of results that you can expect if you join. Okay. So, cool. Okay, let's have a look. Just make sure there's no other questions that I've missed. No. Okay, great. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for being here with me today. I'm very grateful to you for giving me your time. I know that you'll have taken different lessons from today's live training. So thumbs up. If you want more confidence in English, if you want to speak more clearly and feel more confident when you speak, this is the place to be. I love helping you get results, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on tomorrow's live training, if you can be there at 9 a.m. UK time. So I'll see you then. Thanks everyone for joining, and have a lovely Wednesday morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you're watching in the world. Have a good one, and I will see you all tomorrow. Cheers. Bye everyone.